Let me ask you a serious question. If the markets dropped by 30% tomorrow, would you be able to pay all of your bills without having to sell a single asset? Now, most retirement plans absolutely fail this test in its entirety. That is because most people are obsessed with chasing net worth instead of income. They are chasing the $1 million number, the $2 million portfolio, instead of looking at the monthly paycheck that actually does pay the bills in the entirety. And today I want to break down exactly why cash flow is the only retirement goal that actually matters when it comes to retirement in the entirety, and how the $100,000 dividend plan really reframes everything and how you think about retirement and how a lot of people plan for retirement. When we start thinking, the traditional retirement model says save as much as possible, grow your portfolio, sell assets when you retire. What if we could flip that on its head? Because here is the problem: the net worth or the value of your portfolio doesn't pay your electric bills. It's not buying your groceries. It doesn't care if the market crashes the year that you retire, because you are going to be selling assets. You are going to be taking and guaranteeing those losses in its entirety. If your plan depends at all in selling your shares during retirement, your lifestyle depends on timing the market and the time that you need to sell those. The market timing is not a strategy at all. It is really a gamble if you have to sell those assets when the market is down 10, 15, 20%. Because remember, retirement isn't about how much money you have, it's about how much money that you can count on reliably showing up every single month to replace your income in the entirety. Now, that is essentially what they try to do with Social Security, but we know for a majority of Americans, Social Security doesn't even cover enough to cover all of the monthly bills in the entirety. Cash flow, this is where everything changes for retirement. And this is how my wife and I are actually planning to retire early, is cash flowing retirement in its entirety, and then using the exact same thing during retirement. When your portfolio has the ability to produce income, you stop worrying about prices and start worrying and focusing on the paychecks that you're getting from there. Dividends pay you if the market is up, dividends pay you if the market is down. When you start looking at a lot of the blue chip companies that have been paying and increasing dividends for 25 plus years, that means volatility really turns into background noise, not really something that you need to worry about. Think about it this way: your portfolio needs to be a machine. The dividends or the cash that you're receiving from that machine is the output in its entirety. You don't retire when the machine is big enough to have the output. You retire when the output replaces your income. Again, that is what my wife and I are planning to do. So, what do we think about the $100,000 dividend plan? It isn't magic. It's very simple, but it is very disciplined. The goal is very straightforward. We want to generate $100,000 every single year in reliable dividend income. So, if the market is up, we're getting $100,000. If the market is down, we are still getting the $100,000. Now, that is going to leave us $8,300 a month, not by guessing, not by trading, not by hoping for those market returns, and not by selling assets in the entirety, by owning income producing assets designed to pay you on a consistent basis. And here is the rule, and the hard rule that we want to stick: you don't sell any of your shares. When you think about the game of the accumulation of assets, it is about having those assets to fund your lifestyle without having to liquidate all of those assets during retirement. Your assets will stay 100% intact. Your income does all the work. So think about the numbers and the math behind the plan hitting that $100,000 goal. If your portfolio and you're looking at a 4% growth, you'll need about $2.5 million. Now, for a majority of people, 2.5 million might not be a feasible number, but 4% might also not be a feasible number, because you'll see exactly how really greatly these change. Because if we take that 4% dividend, all of a sudden we bump it up to a 6% dividend. The 2.5 million that was required now goes to 1.7 million. You are talking $800,000 less just because you're getting a 2% increase in the dividend itself. Even if we go to the 8% dividend, you are talking about 1.25 million, which is kind of crazy. Now, of course, when it comes to dividend, the yield quality matters and matters more than anything. High yield is really a trap in the sustainability to have it. If you look at something that is yielding a 30, 40, 50, 60% income, not sustainable over an extended amount of time, but thinking of a 4 or 6% return definitely is and can be sustainable, and really without a lot of changes when it comes to how dramatic the path is going to have to be. Early on, you can take all of these paychecks, you can take all of these dividends, you can reinvest them in the entirety. Later, you're going to take the dividends in the form of the paycheck, and that is what you're going to live on. That is how the income does compound, not just the wealth. So while you're getting those dividends, while you're making contributions yourself, you're growing that portfolio to, let's say, that 1.7 million. Getting 6% back in dividends is going to yield us the $100,000 we want to work with every single year, which is exactly what our plan is. Now, most investors also kind of track the wrong thing. They look at the portfolio and they say, is my portfolio up this year? They don't ask, did my income increase after last year, or has it increased every single year in that dividend portfolio? Again, it's a different way to think about it. The scoreboard is divided in dividend income growth really does matter. It's a metric that is trackable. It is a metric that actually matters, generating income during retirement. If the income is rising faster than inflation, you are absolutely winning regardless of how noisy the market is, regardless of what the news is saying. Income progression equals retirement progression, which is exactly what we're going to look at. So, of course, common mistakes. Number one, chasing yield at all costs. Double-digit yield means nothing if it gets cut. If you have a 10% return, all of a sudden it goes to 6, 4, 3, even 0. You want to make sure, again, that the dividend yield that you're looking for is going to be sustainable. And of course, ignoring the cash flow sustainability. Reliable income will beat those flashy returns when we start looking at the big flashy returns. That's why individuals, versus investing in something like the QQQM, which does have a very high return, they invest in something like the SCHD, which is almost yielding that 4% of the 2.5 million portfolio that we have talked about. And of course, the biggest mistake you can ever make when it comes to investing is not investing and not reinvesting early. The more you can invest, the more you can delay, it really will accelerate the income that is generated through there. Discipline will beat excitement every single time. And then the real retirement question comes to that actually matters. How much money do you need to live your life without selling your assets? This is something that I sat down and had a really tough heart-to-heart conversation with an individual looking to retire. He said he needed about $8,500 a month to retire. Now, again, thinking of the $100,000 retirement price tag, looking at $8,300 a month, he was gauging about $8,500 a month because he had a car payment, he had a mortgage, he still had some debt out there. Overall, price tag came up to about $8,500. But when you look at Social Security and you're getting $2,800, guess what? You have a very large gap that you have to start working in, and how you're going to work that, how you're going to work with money in the 401k without absolutely gutting the assets. He sat down with a financial advisor. Financial advisor said, okay, looking at what we have right now with a little bit of a buffer, we're going to have to take about $85,000 out of your portfolio every year for the next 5 years until you get ready to retire. Well, guess what? At the point of retirement, that leaves him about $300,000 left in that 401k. And that is kind of crazy to me because you are going to gut the portfolio over the next 5 years if he retires early because he's not taking Social Security yet. And of course, he will no longer have an income. You have to know exactly what that retirement number is that you need on a monthly basis, not the net worth. Again, you can throw that out the window, not the portfolio balance. It is the target of the cash flow that we're looking for, because freedom isn't just owning the money. Freedom is having the income that can sustain the lifestyle that you're looking for. And once you start thinking that way, trust me, the retirement plan becomes very real, becomes very measurable, and becomes completely unstoppable. So guys, if you like the content that I'm putting out, definitely like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments, what is your number? For me personally, like I said, we're trying to get to that $100,000 cash flow number. Once we do hit there, we can replace more than really one of our incomes in the entirety, which is kind of crazy. But knowing where we're at financially, getting to that $2 million mark, getting a 6 to 8% return is going to yield us more than enough to sustain us for the rest of our lives without ever touching the assets in the entirety. So again, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.